Hello artists, Dr. Dawn again. In this video, we're going to show you about your microblade holder and how to properly put in your needle. Many people use different kinds of microblades. This is just a general holder. I like these for practice because you don't have to keep throwing it away. When you work on a human though, you do have to put this in the needle disposal, the whole thing, because it is aluminum. It is not stainless steel. So remember that, unless it's stainless steel, you cannot autoclave it. And again, these are aluminum, they're very lightweight, and they do decompose, but we do have to toss the whole thing. So when you're looking at this, doesn't matter what color style, find what works for you. Basically what it is they come apart. There's an apart over here that comes apart, you twist it comes over here. Not really sure why we need those, but it's like an X-Acto knife. It just basically twists apart into 3 parts. Okay, you have the little cincher, the pincher, the compressor, and then the screw. Okay, what I like to do is kind of have it loose here so that these open up, right? Because that's where the microblade's actually going to go, is in there. So if you can see that. What I recommend is if you're in the online course that you get your microblading pen out and you do this with me, okay? So you're going to have it a little bit loose. That's what I like to do so I can get these prongs open and I don't have to fight to get my needle in. This is your needles right here. So this is how your microblades come in these little individual packages. They do tell you, what lot number they were. Some of them have expirations on there. Some of them don't. It tells you, the company that made them, and then it tells you the size over here. Actually, this one has an expiration. You guys can't probably see it, but it says 7/3/2024, and it was made in 21. So it's got 3 years that they say you can use it before they feel it might get contaminated. So just make note of that. Make sure you're not using anything expired, all right? Because it might be due to the, bacteria or whatever can get through the paper side. Also on here, you're going to see the size of the needle and the diameter of the needle. So this is a 12.25, which means there's 12 needles in here, which is a general one. And they're about 0.25 in diameter. So it's a nice, almost what you would call a nano, if you will. The other thing is this is a slope blade, and we go into this more in the training, okay? So the way I open this, you have a plastic side and you have a paper side. The easiest way to do this is to put your fingernail or your finger on the side without the blades and just poke right through the paper, all right? Don't try to peel the paper and plastic apart. It takes forever. And then what you can do is if you're going to use multiple blades, you can leave them pinched like that on your tray so the front needle stays nice and safe and uncontaminated while you're ready to pull it out. So that way you're not digging at it when you have your gloves on. All right, so the other thing we're going to show you, so I pull it out like this, and then this is my microblade, and now I'm going to place it in my holder. All right. Now some of these microblades like this one come with a little bit of a rubber coating, and that can make it a little tough to get in sometimes. So if you notice that that's happening, you might have to wiggle it a little bit more or toss it and get another one. The thickness of the plastic varies from manufacturer, and honestly, even one batch, I've seen some that are thicker than others and can be more of a pain to get in. So just take it needle by needle and realize that you're buying a bulk pack and some of them are just going to be defective. The other thing you always want to do is check your needle and make sure there's no bent needles, that they're all in good shape. I definitely recommend putting your goggles on or a loop and go in and make sure your needle's okay, because if you're going to try and get straight lines, your needles need to be in good shape. So basically what I do is I wiggle that down, okay? And you want it about that far out from your blade. Now some people, with the slope blade, we always kind of want it off to the side. If you have a U blade, you can put it right in the middle. It's just a personal preference, all right? There's no yes or no answer. So what we're going to do now is we're going to cinch that down, and the way we do that is I basically pinch here and I twist the whole machine here, the whole holder, and that allows me to get this to stay in place, okay? If you try to twist both at the same time, your needle's going to fall apart and fall out. So I like it about like that for a slope blade. It's nice and secure, it's not going anywhere, and make sure that you hook it over so that what I say with the slope blade, the longest needle, I call it like a tree falling over, right? So the biggest tree is going to fall over. So when you're looking at the slope, in case you forget, you always want to remember that the longest, biggest ones, the heaviest tree is going to fall the most over, and that'll remind you to lock it in that way. Otherwise, you can't do it the other way. And then we're going to be getting in position so you can see when I'm holding my microblade, I'm going to be holding it way down here and 90 degrees. So if you look above, you can see my twisting, and just remember that's how you're going to be doing your work. So it's this motion, not this motion. Okay? All right, hope you enjoyed that. Let's get on to the next lesson.